So on July 23rd at a city commission meeting, Damian Pardo made a false statement regarding me and another tree advocacy group.
Me, where that QR code takes people, and it says, "Thank you for the recent donations. We have successfully filed the appeal for Margaret Pace Park. Continue to share future removals." There are no appeals for Margaret Pace Park.
He stated that we had not filed an appeal for the trees at Margaret Pace Park, but I've posted all of the evidence on my social media. We have it here. The appeal was filed, and then funnily enough, the next day, the permit request was completely rescinded, retroactively. They said July 17th is when the permit was rescinded, but that is when the neighbor filed the appeal. So I made a video calling this out, saying how it's unfair, how they let her file given that the permit was rescinded. That day, following my video, they granted a refund, which they haven't done before, even when the person requesting the permit to remove the trees pulls the permit or rescinds it. Typically, we have not received refunds except in this case, and I do believe it has to do with social media. And I just want to take the time to, first of all, clear my name because a public official made a false statement about me and another advocacy group simply because we are trying to save the trees in the city. So clearly they are monitoring our social media, but I honestly wish the commissioners would take a look at their own social media, read the comments, listen to your constituents, instead of making false allegations. If you check this commissioner's social media, the comments are not favorable at all. And what's funny is in this whole trying to save the trees movement, the only people not making money are the advocates. The developers are making money, the commissioners are getting kickbacks for their districts for granting these approvals, and we are dedicating hours of our time volunteering. So to be honest, if you have appreciated my journalism on this issue or advocacy, here is my personal Cash App. These funds will be going directly to me because it has literally been a full-time job. These past 3 months, I've been enjoying it, but and to be honest, it shouldn't have to be this difficult. The city has the appeals process to give citizens a voice. And now it seems that the city is doing everything it can to undermine that voice. For many of the appeals, we filed as a nonprofit. And if you watched the last hearing on July 21st, now they're saying nonprofits do not have standing unless there is an abutting neighbor who is a member of the nonprofit within 500 feet. Tree removals and finding people within 500 feet is not easy, and the tree removals do affect everybody beyond living 500 feet from the location. Unfortunately, this is the route the city is taking, setting precedent by saying you have to be within 500 feet, even if you are a nonprofit. And I'll show you the language here on their website. It seems to indicate you either have someone within 500 feet or you are a nonprofit with a conservation mission. They're saying this just applies to the filing fees. Okay, let's check the code. This is what the code says. So all of this I'm finding is open for interpretation. I thought the law is the law, but apparently it's a case-by-case basis to decide who is an aggrieved party and who has standing in all of this. It's so subjective, I literally cannot believe it is the law. So I have posted the appeals that we've been filing, and all future donations will go towards appeals where we have a neighbor within 500 feet. I don't think it's fair, the ruling they're making about nonprofits, but just to play it safe, that's how we'll be moving going forward. And it sucks. We are citizens simply trying to save trees, and they have lawyers on payroll, teams of lawyers working to find loopholes, working to find arguments against us. And it's really upsetting that this is the point we were at in the city. And I just wanted to also say that this commissioner, Damian Pardo, he said that he has no role or say in tree permits, but after he made his statement on the 23rd, somehow the permit was magically rescinded the next day. And we have seen instances of commissioners like Commissioner King, who pulled the permit and the approval for Roberto Clemente Park. There is still the permit she granted for the Legion Park and the adjacent lot, but there was an instance of commissioners having power to pull the permits. What I see with this whole tree warfare is that everyone wants to pass the buck and the blame, when really it just comes down to listening to the residents, the citizens who have to live with the consequences of these trees coming down. It's getting hotter. All the vacant lots in many of our neighborhoods have for sale signs. The tree canopy is at 17%. It's supposed to be at 30%. So the city keeps moving away from this goal. And like I said, we are simply citizens coming together who are trying to do what we can to save trees. People have donated because they care and they want us to try to also fight to save them. We are not making any money. If you have enjoyed my podcast, my YouTube, any of my content, here is to donate to me. That will be much appreciated, but not expected, because once again, I'm in this to save the trees. And I am here to clear my name, because even here on YouTube, there is a video of a commissioner sitting on the dais lying about residents, and it's truly not fair. How am I supposed to fight back against that? Social media, that's our tool. So thank you so much for watching, and I will keep you updated. Oh, and as for the development at Alan Morris Park, they filed for tree permits. So I remember they were saying that the trees are safe, they'll be fine, they're gonna develop a restaurant, which will most likely become properties in the future. And they said no trees will be removed. There are trees planning to be removed. Here it is here. So that is the next one we have coming up. I do have a lot of things going on in my life that I'm trying to focus on. I'm still working on the Well of Ancient Mysteries. So if anyone wants to help or get involved, that will always be much appreciated, because it is a marathon. It's a lot of battles we have going, and I'm just one person. I work in concert with some other groups of people as well, but it has been a lot this summer, researching, taking pictures, filing appeals, trying to learn the law, battling against lies being spread against me on the internet. So I'm still here though. Thank you guys to all of your support. You really keep me going, and I would love to keep doing this advocacy work. It's just